platform, welcome to YALC, or Young Adult Lit Con. This year, our theme is Penguin High. We even have our own jackets, and we have our very own yearbook with 15 chapters and 15 amazing books, 2018-2019. We're giving away some copies of this as well, so stay tuned until the end to find out how you can win one. We also have a bunch of amazing authors here, so of course we asked them some questions about their favorite books and high school.
YALC! Yeah, we're at YALC.
What does YALC stand for, Tom Fletcher?
YALC, Young Adult London Literacy Convention.
Maybe?
And we're having a great time.
We're having a great time.
What's going on? Booky stuff. I've been signing books for 2 and a bit hours this morning, so my poor wrist. I'm going to be on a panel this afternoon talking bookish things.
I feel like YALC is my spiritual home, and it's full of people that just love books as much as I do, which is really great. So yeah, it's my 4th time at YALC and I love it.
It looks fun out there. I see a lot of people dressed up. I feel underdressed.
Unless you're at like a bookstore or something. There's like so few places where people can come together like this. And
the only other time I feel it is when I'm on the tube and I catch like the eye of somebody else who's like reading a book. I'm like, yes, can just breathe.
All right.
Because they are seriously into books, the people who come here. And some people have come from Norway, from Australia. I've met a lady this morning. And some people from up north, near where I come from in Cheshire and Lancashire. You know, because I write books, it's really nice to meet people who love reading them.
It was so awesome meeting people for the signing. I got to sign different editions of the Hazelwood. I got to sign the Fairy Loot version, the All Crate version, some advanced copy versions. So just seeing all the different covers again was really fun. And someone gave me the most beautiful drawing of Alice, so that's really putting me in a good mood. I can't wait to go home and frame it.
I've had a really great signing just now. I've met so many inspiring young girls who love reading and who have so many issues of their own, and I think that it's a really exciting time for women in literature.
Yeah, it's just the best, being surrounded by fellow book nerds. It's like home.
Like book people tend to be quite nice. They're all quiet and kind of a bit, just want to read in the corner. There's like places set up where you can just go and read. I'm like, this is my kind of party, right?
I guess we should probably say our favourite moment from high school is when we met. Because we met when we were 13 in high school, and obviously it had some sort of lasting impact on us.
Well, Tom was already at the school, and it was my first day at assembly, and we used to sit in year groups in alphabetical order, so I was sat down next to Tom, and Tom turned around to me and was like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "My name's Giovanna, but you can call me G." And his chat-up line back was, "My name's Tom, but you can call me T."
How's it?
Clearly works. I mean, this is 20 years later.
Yep.
Oh, my shirt's properly undone.
Wow,
Like
you're a
Boobalicious
flasher. It's not that kind of event, honey.
I think when I was in 6th form, so my last 2 years of high school, I was at a school I really hated because my family had moved house, and actually my favourite moment of all was the end of those 2 years. I remember very clearly my last day of school and being absolutely elated that I got to leave this school that I actually didn't like at all. So leaving was my favourite bit of high school.
Leaving? Yeah. Life gets better after school finishes. Sorry about it. That's just the truth.
I'm doing theatre as well.
Yes, theatre. I played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet.
Okay,
that was
bragging.
Like, yeah.
But theatre was really fun. That was like the light in the darkness of it.
So one of my favourite moments from high school was when we did a room rave. So at lunch we kind of boarded all of the doors and all of the windows in our classroom, blocked everything up with blackout paper and blocked all the skylights and the lights and turned everything off. And then we got glow sticks out, put the music really, really loud, and we had like a 6th form rave, which was possibly the best day of my life.
Okay, so when I was 16, my friends and I decided to spend a whole day in a Denny's from like, I don't know, 9 in the morning to like midnight. We decided we would spend at Denny's, and we just commandeered like half of the smoking section, and all day long we just had our friends visit us. So we just had like guests, like it was like our parlor, and then our guests came. So we called it Denny's Day, and we filmed it, parts of it. And then at the end, we parked all of our cars in a circle in the parking lot and put our headlights on and had a dance party.
I got up to a lot of mischief in high school, so there's probably lots of events that I can't really talk about, but that you can read about in Misfit. So,
do you know what, actually? I know this is YALC, but my favourite book at high school was Jemima J by Jane Green. So it was actually the first time I'd kind of gone out of what I was reading, and I felt like I was suddenly greeted with a character who was a central character who was flawed, and I didn't feel like I'd really had that before I read that book. I felt like you had to be like the perfect person, and she was just flawed, and I absolutely loved that about her. So I really identified with Jemima J.
Goosebumps. I loved Goosebumps.
Too scary for me.
They were
it was
awesome.
Too scary.
They were so good though. I remember they were just so good. And like bubbly covers and everything.
Yeah, so my favourite book from high school was actually Angela Carter's The Bloody Chamber. We studied it for school, and it was just like these amazing feminist dark tales, like reimaginings of fairy tales. And if you haven't read that, I actually really recommend that you do, because it's amazing.
Yes, Francesca Lia Block's Girl Goddess No. 9 was the first Francesca Lia Block book I read. My dad actually got it for me at the library, which I'm forever grateful. And I loved it so much, and I stayed up all night reading it, and I gave it to all my friends. Actually, no. I went on to read Wheatsea Bat, and then I read all the Wheatsea Bat books, and then the bind-up Dangerous Angels, that's the one I would give to my friends on their birthdays.
My favourite book growing up was The Picture of Dorian Gray. I read it when I was about 15, 16, and I don't know, I just loved it. I loved like the florid language and the fact it's quite dark as well. I love a bit of dark, scary stuff.
It's one of my favourite books still is Wuthering Heights, because of Heathcliff and the whole story, and it's set in the north of England where I come from, so I love the sense of place in the story, as well as Heathcliff, of course.
Mine is The End of Mr. Y. A friend recommended it to me before we lost touch forever, and I read it at a really pivotal moment in my life when I was just between being a child and a teenager, and yeah, I just learned a lot from it, and it was just interesting to have a book that felt so personal to me.
Lord of the Flies was one of my favorites.
There's a lot of death in there.
You'll notice a trend.
That would have been about the time I discovered Margaret Atwood, and my favourite book was Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood. I remember reading it as a teen and just thinking, I want to be a writer and I want to write a book exactly like this. I then tried to sit down and write a book exactly like that, which obviously would have been terrible, but luckily it has not survived the culling process.
So I feel like high school was probably one big embarrassing moment for me, but I think when I look back at pictures, it's probably my dress sense. So I would usually wear a shirt, like a short shirt, and then I'd have arm warmers, stripy arm warmers, kind of that I'd poke holes in so I could put my thumb in all the way up to my arm. And then I'd have purple cord flares and wristbands as well, just as many bracelets I could fit onto my hand as possible. So I was a bit of a disaster.
Oh, you know what? It's not one moment, but whenever someone I had a crush on was looking at me, I would forget how to walk. So I would be walking and I'd be like, does my arm go forward with my leg or back with my leg? And then you start walking with your arms like this. So just walking when a crush was looking at me, it never worked out very well.
I mean, who doesn't have embarrassing moments from school?
Yeah, we had a lot of embarrassing moments. I mean, we went to theatre school. This is a school where you wear tights and leotards at school.
I don't think I ever saw you in your ballet stuff.
You missed out, honey. That's all I'm saying. I've still got them at home.
Well, let's do it tonight.
See you later on.
Ballet gear. There we go.
So many embarrassing moments. In fact, I think some of them are so embarrassing that I can't really repeat them. I've only had a lot of embarrassing moments with boys and, making a bit of a fool of myself, so.
How long have you got?
I know.
The whole of high school is one long embarrassing moment that I just don't want to think about. I spent a lot of time trying to suppress it.
I'm trying to think of something specific.
How about the time... No, I don't want to talk about it. It's too embarrassing. I can't think about it.
It's a bad question. Petition for everyone to stop asking questions about embarrassing moments. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? I don't know. I don't really want to think about it.
Oh dear.
We're both very personally affected by this, clearly.
I feel I'm not going to be the only writer saying this, but my favourite subject was definitely English.
Always English. Always English. Yeah.
English, of course.
English.
English, yeah.
Naturally.
That was easy.
Interestingly, my favourite subject at high school was maths. And that's because I was really good at it.
She did her maths GCSE a year early. She was one of those. Yeah. What went wrong, eh?
But then you love science.
Yeah. And I'm still quite clever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I find
I can put those two together there, honey.
Yeah, but I find it quite fascinating that our subjects were maths and science. They were our favourite subjects.
Yeah, what happened to us?
We could have been like some amazing like physics people.
Yeah.
Instead we use all the words.
It doesn't seem like it, barely. Physics people.
We could have been physics people. People that are like scientists and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for All These Beautiful Strangers, which is coming out later this year. I cannot wait to read that.
Oh my God, I'm excited for so many. Okay, so the best books I've read this year so far are The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and I've already read the sequel, so you can be very jealous of me. The Wicked King is amazing. Obviously, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi is like the best contemporary I've read this year. Leon the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli is the other best contemporary I've read this year. Oh, The Strange Fascinations of Noah Hypnotic by David Arnold is amazing. And then Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, I can't wait to read.
Don't look at me.
Okay, well, I'm most excited for Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Katie Weber.
Yeah.
I managed to get approved, and I read the whole thing on a plane journey to Florida, and I just cried my eyes out. I feel like that's such an important book for so many young girls, and I really want everyone to read it.
Well, that was such a good answer, because I was excited for that one too. Can I say my book?
Yes, I'm excited for your book too.
Truth About Keeping Secrets, March 2019. No, but also the Dear Evan Hansen book is very exciting as well.
I'm very excited for All These Beautiful Strangers, which I read in a proof form and absolutely loved it. It was like reading The Secret History. It transported me into a world of American high school nastiness, and it was fantastic escapism. I loved the mystery at the centre of it. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the new Pullman book, of course. For myself, I'm very excited that my new book, The Girl Who Came Out of the Woods, is going to be published in May next year, and I'm just finishing the editing of it, so I'm completely obsessed by it.
I do have one party trick.
I mean, I can do this.
Yeah, so my party trick is really stupid. Basically, I can like make the Super Mario theme with my voice. Here we go.
I have really bendy hands.
Oh God.
I don't know if we want to do this. I can like do that with my fingers, and my wrists go like that, and my thumb like, and here, this is a weird one. I can like.
Tom's party trick was to kiss every girl in school when we were at school. He can't even deny it. He can't deny it.
I don't know how I did it.
But you did. I think it's because we were at theatre school and there were only 140 people in total.
Oh, cheers, honey.
It's all right, I married you. I caught you. Woohoo!
If you would like to win your very own Penguin yearbook, all you need to do is subscribe to our channel, like this video, and then leave a comment below saying which bookish character would be your prom king and queen. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YA newsletter, and we'll see you later. Bye!